Have you ever wondered how to seamlessly renew your notary commission in Oklahoma? Don't worry, we've got all the steps laid out for you, ensuring you won't miss a beat. Welcome to this explainer. Whether you're a seasoned notary public or you're just wrapping up your very first 4-year term, diving into state regulations can honestly feel a little overwhelming. But today, we're going to break down the entire Oklahoma renewal process to make it simple, visual, and highly actionable. Here is a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with an introduction and the ideal timeline. Then we'll jump into your qualifications and we'll cover the 2026 updates, go through a step-by-step guide, share some tips for success, hit the FAQs, and finally wrap up with our professional disclaimer. Let's get right into it. Section 1, Introduction and Timeline, setting the stage for a seamless renewal. Okay, let's dive into this. As an Oklahoma notary public, you are serving as a vital, impartial witness for the state. You uphold legal integrity. Because your role is so essential, preventing a lapse in your commission is absolutely critical for keeping your continuous legal authority. A lapse literally means you lose the power to perform notary acts, so timing is everything. You'll want to start getting your documents together about 4 to 6 months before your current commission expires. But here's the catch. The state won't actually accept your application until exactly 6 weeks prior to your expiration date, so mark that 6-week window on your calendar. And finally, once you're approved, a strict 60-day countdown begins to file your bond and oaths. Section 2. Qualifications and 2026 updates. Eligibility and the new legislation. Right, before you even start the paperwork, we have to make sure you still meet the baseline eligibility criteria. This is especially important because recent legislative changes starting in 2026 have completely shifted the landscape. To start, you've got to be at least 18, a U.S. citizen, and able to read and write English. You also need to be a legal resident of Oklahoma or a resident of a bordering state who is regularly employed in an Oklahoma county. But listen closely to this last point. It's a big one. You must have 0 felony convictions. The state is incredibly strict on this. Any felony conviction permanently disqualifies you, no exceptions. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer jump in oversight brought on by House Bill 2265. The state is seriously increasing security. Under the old rules, you just needed a $1,000 surety bond and there was no mandatory background check for renewals. Fast forward to the 2026 rules, and you're now required to carry a $10,000 surety bond. Plus, every single applicant, even you veterans who've been doing this for years, must go through a mandatory electronic background check via the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. Section 3. Step-by-step guide. The renewal workflow. So now that we know the rules and the timeline, let's map out your actual journey. We've chunked this process down into 3 very digestible phases so the whole bureaucratic workflow feels completely logical. Phase 1, you'll submit your application and state fee. Phase 2, you'll complete that new OSIB background check. And Phase 3, you'll procure your surety bond and official seal. Phase 1 starts off right under the authority of the Great Seal of the State of Oklahoma. You'll need to submit the official renewal application and pay a $45 state fee. While you technically can mail it in, we strongly suggest using the online portal for speed. Oh, and a quick pro tip here, be extremely careful to type your name exactly as you plan to sign documents. Accuracy is key. Once your application is in, welcome to Phase 2, the background check. But hold on, do not jump the gun and try to do this early. After you file your application, the Secretary of State will send you an email with the specific instructions on how and where to complete this OSBI electronic background check. From there, the Bureau sends the results directly to the Secretary of State within 14 working days. When your background check clears and you're officially approved, you get your renewal commission certificate, and that drops you right into Phase 3. Let's look at the financial breakdown here. The statutory costs are set, a $45 state renewal fee, up to $50 for the OSBI check, and a $25 bond filing fee. Then you've got your new $10,000 surety bond, which usually runs about $50 at market rate for the whole 4-year term. Once you have your bond and your new seal, you've got exactly 60 days to upload the bond, your oath of office, loyalty oath, and a stamp impression to the state portal. Section 4, Tips for Success. Avoiding bureaucratic pitfalls. Let's be real, even with a perfect map, it's pretty easy to stumble into a bureaucratic pothole. So here are some best practices. Number 1, definitely file electronically. It turns weeks of waiting into days. Number 2, wait for that official Secretary of State approval before you spend a dime on a bond or a physical stamp. Third, when you do get that seal, verify the text immediately. It legally has to say State of Oklahoma, Notary Public, and match your commission's name exactly. And finally, please set alarms on your phone for that 60-day bond filing window. If you miss that deadline, your approval is voided and you have to start the whole process over. Section 5. FAQs. Clearing up common confusions. So we've gathered the questions that trip up everyone, from beginners to veterans. And this is by far the biggest one. What happens if my commission officially lapses before I renew? This is the most common mistake, and it usually happens when someone misses that initial 6-week application window. So the crucial point is this. If your commission actually lapses, you completely lose your grandfathered status. You have to apply as a brand new notary. That means your state filing fee goes up to $50, and you get a brand new commission number. And, most importantly, you have to absolutely stop notarizing documents during the lapse. Performing notarial acts in Oklahoma without an active commission and a filed bond is illegal. Here's another one we hear all the time from modern notaries. Do I need a separate surety bond if I want to do remote online notarization, or RON? The good news? No, you don't. While you obviously still need an approved tech provider, a training course, and a $25 application fee for the RON endorsement, your financial safeguard is entirely taken care of. That single $10,000 traditional surety bond brilliantly pulls double duty, covering both your physical acts and your remote online ones. Section 6. Professional Disclaimer. Safe Return. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the timeline to the new 2026 laws. Please keep in mind, this explainer is intended for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. For specific inquiries, please consult the Oklahoma Secretary of State or a legal professional. But as we sign off today, remember this. Notaries really are the quiet guardians of our legal system. By staying proactive and organized, you're making sure the citizens of Oklahoma always have someone they can trust. So, what steps are you going to take today to secure your commission for the next 4 years? Thanks for joining us, and happy notarizing.